Hey friend, how are you? I hope you're well. Today, I want to talk to you about the risk that comes with wanting something for someone more than they want it for themselves. Every single time that I have seen someone who I wanted to push into their full potential, one, it hasn't ended well. And two, it was always done out of love. And I think that's an important part to note because we usually don't push people we don't care about seeing greatness out of. I'm not going to see a guy on the street, a woman on the street, and be like, hey, I think that you could be great. And then begin to overexert my energy to get them to that place. It usually comes from this place of love, of wanting to see someone do everything that you think they're capable of doing. And this can get really tricky, especially when that person never told you that they care to do all of the things that you think that they should do and the things that you want them to do. And although it comes from love, like initially, that initial feeling is love. When you really break down what love is, it really isn't love, right? Like, love is sacrifice, love is patience, love is kindness. And when you are trying to push someone into something and you think it's because of care, you're actually removing their ability to make decisions over what they want. If I think that something is the best for somebody, I'm not asking their opinion. I'm looking at them, gauging it from my viewpoint, and using that to determine the fact that they should do what I say they should do. And that's not what love is. Love is allowing people to take the path that they want and being okay with that. Now, knowing what love is, let's talk a little bit about what love isn't. You cannot love somebody whole. It's not your job. Wholeness is an inside job and something that someone needs to do on their own. And also, love is not self seeking. To say that you see somebody for everything they are and what they could be, that they might not yet see in themselves, nor potentially even care to become, is self seeking, self serving, right? I am not satisfied with what you're doing because I feel like you could be doing more. So I am going to help you get there. And this is great if they asked, but if they did not ask, it's too much, right? And love also does not dishonor. And part of honoring someone is honoring the pace that they want to go at, the path that they want to go on, and whether or not they want you to be in that close of a proximity to them. To look at somebody and tell them that they are underperforming, they're not being what you think they should be, and therefore they're not good enough is not love because you're dishonoring that person's ability to make choices. You're dishonoring their trust in themselves, and you're also not trusting in them, right? Because sometimes on the outside, it can look as if somebody is not doing what you think they should do. But there's a lot of things that start in the mind. I think all things start in the mind. So maybe you're not seeing the tangible actions yet from this person, but to try and dictate that pace is discounting all of the back end work that is above your pay grade and, quite frankly, not your business, even though you care deeply about this person and the intention behind all of the actions are pure, kind, and loving. I think our job as people who want the best for other people is truly to love them as they go and as they grow. And this can mean multiple things, right? You might love somebody and decide that the pace they're going at, the things they're doing, do not serve you, or you might believe that they do not serve them. And maybe in actuality, they do not serve them, but that person is not yet at a place to do what it takes. Then maybe loving them as they grow is separating yourself from them and having love for them, but not actively engaging with them because that's above your tolerance, your ability, your capacity, and all of that. And that's okay. And in some other instances, you might just walk beside them slowly, support them when they come to you, offer them what you can. If they don't come to you, be okay with that. But it's really, really important to remember that you can't give someone something that they don't want. And if you try to impose that on them, you become a burden. Like it's almost an oxymoron to say, I loved somebody too much, or I gave them too much of a good thing. But too much of a good thing can be a bad thing if that good thing doesn't come at a time where the person who you're giving it to can receive it. And if you find yourself in that situation where you're just so uncomfortable because you want this thing so badly for them, maybe that's time for you to take a time out. That's telling you something about yourself, right? It might be that you are a controller. And I think that's one of the things that I've struggled with, is that I have to remember that I'm not God, and also that I don't know what's best for everybody, especially more than themselves, because I'm seeing them from a certain perspective and angle and from the bubble in which I understand, which is not necessarily the full picture. And me trying to control the full picture from my vantage point of maybe a few pixels of the full picture is not enough information to do so. And even if it is, I'm not them. So being able to really step away and trust people that they'll do what's best for them in due time. Keep yourself available, that if they need you, they know where to find you. And also just like trust God that, God, this is your child. These are the things I see, and I'm just going to leave it in your hands. I have been in a few situations where I realized that my best role of showing love was to offer prayer, not even necessarily prayer as in going to them and being like, let us pray, give me your hands. But when someone tells me something and I see that they're struggling, I go to God, like, God, this is your child. This is what they're struggling with. Um, I want to help them in the way that I can, and I don't know how, but I know that you do. So I'm coming to you and giving a prayer of petition on their behalf, because it's hard to change people. Even if you think about yourself, how many habits have you said you wanted to change, and you're here doing the exact same thing that you've been doing for a while? So, really allowing someone the liberation of love by caring for them, showing them kindness, being patient with them as they do their thing, even if that thing they're doing isn't what you think they should be doing, because people are overwhelmed a lot. And another thing is that I find that when I try to love too hard, or when I want something more for someone than they want for themselves, and I come at them with this abrasive, get it together, tough love energy, a lot of times it's met with defensiveness. And part of the reason why, because I know when I do this is usually the reason why, is because they already know. If well, let me think of a good analogy. If, let's say, your room is a mess or something, right? And somebody come and you already had intentions to clean it, and then after someone comes in and says, "Oh, your room is a mess, you should clean it." You know how you feel? Annoyed, angry, and you're like, "I was going to do it, but now that you're trying to dictate to me, I don't want to do it anymore." And that's how people sometimes feel. It's very difficult sometimes to actually do the things we want to do, and just cuz we're not doing it yet doesn't mean that we're not thinking about it, doesn't mean that they're not thinking about it. And sometimes coming at them with that harsh energy, not that patience, not that love, not that come to me when you're ready energy, makes that person feel even worse. Like, I know if I'm already struggling and someone comes and says, that thing you're doing sucks, you're struggling. And I'm like, I already knew. And now it's like it's hitting me from the inside and it's hitting me from the outside. A part of self preservation will make me want to act like I don't care about what they say. And maybe not even for a period of time want to actively make changes, because now I feel like I'm under this microscope where I'm not even going to be able to make mistakes because people are already watching me because they've been noticing this thing. So give space to people to do what they want to do at their pace. I'm not saying don't have the conversations, but remember to be gentle and to show love and offer yourself as an available person, but don't want things for people more than they want it for themselves. Because when you do that, you are going to put such a burden on yourself that is not yours to carry, because we are not meant to carry the lives of other people on our heads, like of other adults that we didn't birth or we're not guardians over, on our heads. And when you carry that type of weight, especially when that person's not carrying equal weight over their matter and y'all aren't doing it together, it becomes unbearable. And the last thing you want to do is ever throw something back in the face of somebody you love because you carried too much of their burden and now your back hurts and you're overwhelmed. So treat them with love, be patient, trust them to make decisions for themselves that serve them, and support them from close up, from a distance, or with prayer. So I really hope that this helps you. And if it does, I want you to subscribe if you love it, like if you like it, and share it with a friend if you think that this little perspective would be beneficial to them. And I also want you to continue to be kind to yourself, because you're a work in progress, making progress. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.